Green flash erupts from destroyer's deck. P-8 Poseidon banks hard as the beam cuts skyward. Cockpit windscreen suddenly blazing with coherent light. January 28, 2026. 1,447 hours, 140 nautical miles east of Hainan Island. The South China Sea stretches below in gray-blue expanse, surface chopped by 15-knot winds. U.S. Navy patrol aircraft circles at surveillance altitude, cameras running, sensors active. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Chen flies the mission. Routine anti-submarine patrol. Document Chinese naval activity. Transmit data, return to base. Plans. Luang operates below. Music type 052D destroyer cutting through moderate seas. Wakena music spreading white behind gray hull. The warship conducts exercises or transits or whatever Beijing calls naval presence in international waters. Chen photographs the vessel from above. Standard procedure. The $290 million Boeing aircraft equipped with cameras that capture hull numbers from this range. Classified equipment that tracks submarines nobody wants tracked. The Chinese destroyer circles. Deck crew visible moving between super rupture and forward weapon stations. Something mounted there. Green tinted device. Optical system. Then it fires. Bright music emerald flash from destroyer deck. Beam lances upward. Precise tracking. Targeted. The Poseidon's cockpit floods with green light. Chen jerks control yoke. The aircraft lurches. Brake music right. Brake right. Co-pilot Lieutenant James Park shouts. Too late. Light already burning. Chen's vision whites out. Pure brightness, no shapes. Just searing pain behind eyes. She screams. Hands fly to face. Music. The patrol plane banks uncommanded. I got controls. Park grabs yoke. Below. Lu Yang. Music continues circling. That green device still visible on forward deck. No attempt to hide. No evasive maneuvers. Just evidence in plain sight. Chief Petty Officer Rodriguez rushes forward from tactical station. Sees Chen doubled over. Music. Hands covering eyes. Tears streaming. Park fighting aircraft through recovery from steep bank. Altitude dropping. What happened? Laser strike. Park steadies at 8,000 ft. Commander's vision compromised. Rodriguez grabs handheld camera from equipment rack. Moves to observation window. Points lens down on destroyer. Zooms on forward. Music super rupture. The directed energy weapon clearly visible. Mounting hardware. Power music systems. Targeting optics. All documented, time-stamped, undeniable. He films for music 20 seconds. Gets every angle. Serial numbers if equipment allows. The Chinese crew, music makes no effort to conceal the weapon. Some sailors even wave at the aircraft above. Provocation test message. Chen, music forces words through gritted teeth. Status level flight 8,000. Park reports. You still can't see white fog. Music, nothing else. Rodriguez secures camera. Got clean footage. Everything. Music documented. The destroyer makes another circle. That green device tracking the Poseidon overhead. Waiting. Ready. Park reaches for radio to call Kadena Medical and the optical attack system fires again. Second beam, direct hit. His vision explodes white. The co-pilot's hands release controls reflexively. The aircraft lurches, nobody flying, both pilots blind. Rodriguez lunges for center console, grabs yoke, pulls back hard, stops descent at 6,100 Fahrtwind. I got it. His voice cracks. I got controls. Chen forces herself music to think through pain. Protocols, procedures, emergency checklists. Rodriguez, you're flying. Park, can you see? Negative. White fog. Same as you, tactical coordinator. Not pilot qualified, never trained on type. Just 3 years riding missions from backstation. Now flying $290 million aircraft with both rated pilots blind. Fuel state Chen. Music asks 4,000 lb 90 minutes maybe. Cadenas. The divert 270 northeast. Music. Can you find it? Rodriguez scans instruments. Unfamiliar panel layout gauges he's only observed. GPS locked. Course 045. Music. Engage autopilot. It'll hold altitude and heading. He finds the switch, clicks it. The aircraft steadies. That helps. buys time. But landing requires manual control, visual approach, human judgment. Chen keys, music radio with shaking hand. Kadena Tower, Ranger 04 declaring emergency. Both pilots laser exposure, vision impaired, non-pilot flying aircraft. Brief silence. Then calm professional voice. Music Ranger 04, Kadena Tower copies, emergency, pattern cleared. States, souls on board. And fuel, 11 souls fuel 30 minutes. Park fights to crack eyes open, sees only brightness, vague shapes, nothing useful. Right eye burns, worse than left. Direct hit versus peripheral. He calls out memory items anyway. Approach checklist. Flaps 15, gear down. Outer marker. Ref speed 135. Can't verify. Just remembers. Hopes training serves. Weather building over East China Sea. Cloud layers thickening. Rodriguez watches gray mass approach through music windscreen. The Poseidon carries classified anti-submarine equipment. Cannot ditch, cannot abandon, must land, 100 miles from Kadena. 8060, Chen, music coaches from darkness. When tower calls final approach, you'll need talk through for everything. Copy. Rodriguez's breathing comes music fast. The patrol plane descends through weather. Rain streaks windscreen, visibility dropping, non-pilot at controls. Both rated crew blind. 11 souls aboard. Kadena Tower clears Ranger 04 for emergency straighten approach. Pattern empty. Fire equipment rolling. Ambulances staging. Medical team standing by for laser-induced eye injuries, requiring immediate ophthalmology. Music consultation. 40 meter from Kadena. Rodriguez follows tower vectors. Hands slick with sweat on unfamiliar yoke. Chen talks him through descent checklist. Reduce speed to 180, music knots. Start descent to 3,000 ft 180 knots, descending 30,000. Music the Poseidon drops through cloud layer. Rain hammers fuselage. Turbulence kicks music aircraft sideways. Rodriguez overcorrects. The patrol plane wallows. Steady pressure. Chen instructs from darkness. Don't chase the gauges. 30 and 25. Park's right eye shows nothing. Blind spot. Central vision gone. Left eye perceives light, vague movement, useless for precision flying. He contributes what he can. Gear extension speed 190 knots. 3 green lights confirmed. Down and locked. Tower calls. Ranger 04, 15 mm from threshold. Descend and maintain 2,000. Reduce speed 160. Rodriguez complies. Finds altitude, finds airspeed. Aircraft steady despite shaking hands. 10 miles. Descend and maintain 1,000. Reduce speed 140. Music, runway, in sight 12, Ellie. 10 meter. Rodriguez peers through rain screen. Music, sees nothing. No runway, no lights, just gray McKee and scattered ground references. I don't have visual. He admits. Stay on instruments. Music. Tower will talk you to threshold. 8M64 gear down. Chen instructs. Rodriguez finds lever. Pulls. Hydraulic whine. 3 green lights. Gear down. 3 green. Flaps approach. Flaps approach. Set. The Poseidon configured for landing. Speed decreasing. Altitude decreasing. Everything by numbers and voices and faith. 3M on glide slope on center line. Rain intensifies. Windscreen wipers struggling. Rodriguez sees runway lights now. Twin lines of white converging ahead. Threshold approaching. 2M enter, you're high. Reduce power. He pulls throttles back. Nose drops. Descent. Music rate increases. 1 mile on glide slope. Looking good. Chen senses aircraft attitude from years of muscle memory. Easy on descent rate. Flare starts 50 if the next tower counts down. Half mile. 1/4 mile. Threshold. Ground rushes up. Rodriguez pulls power. Flares. Too hard. Too much. The patrol plane music balloons, floats, settles, hits hard. Main gear slams runway. Aircraft bounces, hits again. Nose gear drops. Impact rattles teeth, but safe. Down. Music rolling. Thrust reversers. Chan shouts. Rodriguez finds levers. Music deploys. Engines roar. Speed bleeds. The Poseidon decelerates down center line. Fire trucks fall in behind. Ambulances racing parallel on taxiway. Aircraft slows, stops, engines spool down. Rodriguez releases controls. Hands shaking uncontrollably now. Sweat, music soaking flight suit. We're down. We're safe. Chen sits in darkness. Vision still white fog, but alive. Crew alive. Aircraft intact. Medical teams board immediately. Guide both pilots off aircraft. Hands. Music. Steadying them downstairs. Everything verbal navigation. Step counts. Direction calls. Ambulances waiting. Gurneys quick music. Transport to Camp Foster Naval Hospital. Emergency ophthalmology prepared. Darkened examination. Music. Rooms. Specialists with instruments. Both pilots examined separately. Pen-like tests. Visual acuity. Retinal imaging. Chen's diagnosis. Music comes first. Photochoroiditis. First deary retinal burns. Vision returning. Full recovery expected. 72 hours. Flight status suspended. Pending reassessment. Relief floods through her. Temporary. Recoverable. 3 days. Park's examination takes longer. More imaging specialist consultation. Finally, photokeratitis with persistent SKTO right eye. Blind spots central vision. Left eye recovering normally. Prognosis uncertain. Flight status suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely. Career suspended on one word. 4 hours later. U.S. Pacific Fleet spokesman announces P-8 Poseidon crew experience laser illumination from PLN surface vessel. 2 personnel receiving medical treatment. Aircraft sustained no structural damage. The statement reveals nothing about pilot condition, nothing about mission cancellation, nothing about operational impact, but impact is real. Anti-submarine patrol capability offline. Ranger 04 grounded minimum 8 days. Music. 2 experienced crew unavailable. Pacific Fleet scrambles replacement from Hawaii. 12-hour transit creates coverage gap across critical submarine monitoring zone. Chinese TIT submarines operate freely during window. No surveillance, no tracking, no acoustic monitoring. Intelligence blind spot opens. Music exactly when needed least. 140 miles from attack coordinates. USS Chaffee and USS Rafael Peralta close on PLNS Luang. Music. American destroyers bracket the warship from east and west. Boarding team deploys. Rigid hull inflatable approaches. Chinese destroyer through moderate seas. Armed U.S. Music Navy personnel aboard. Detention orders. Evidence collection equipment. Music cameras. Liu Yong's crew stands at rail, watching, waiting. No weapons visible. No aggressive posture. The American boat pulls alongside. Music. Boarding team climbs accommodation ladder, boots on Chinese deck. 17 destroyer sailors taken into custody. Weapons, music officer, deck officer. 15 enlisted crew involved in laser attack, music operation. Evidence team photographs everything. The directed energy device mounted on forward superstructure, power cables running our music below deck, cooling systems targeting optics with serial numbers visible, mounting hardware showing recent installation, all documented, cataloged, measured. But Rodriguez's handheld footage captured more. Video music time-stamped to aircraft flight recorder, green beam tracked from source to cockpit impact, crew emergency music response. Second strike. Everything recorded from victim perspective. Undeniable proof for formal protest. At Kadena, Ranger 04 sits remote hard stand. Maintenance crews inspect music windscreen for laser damage. Classified equipment downloaded. Mission computers forensically analyzed. Optical sensors tested for degradation from directed music energy exposure. The aircraft grounded 8-day minimum before return to service, possibly longer if component damage found. Chen sits hospital bed 24 hours post-attack. Bandages remove. Music vision testing on how many fingers I'm holding up. Right eye 20/30, music improving hourly. Left eye 20, 25 nearly normal. She reads letters, identifies shapes, depth perception returning. The photoeratitis, music healing. Retinal burns, minor. She'll fly again. Days, not weeks. Adjacent room. Park underows, music third examination. Specialists map blind spot boundaries. Test peripheral compensation. Evaluate flight physical eligibility. Right eye persistent central scoma. Blind spot size of quarter at arm's length. No improvement since initial assessment. Left eye 20/20. Perfect. but flight standards require both eyes functional. Depth perception, stereoscopic vision, safety margins. Park may never return to the cockpit. Snorts, 20-year career potentially ended by 15 seconds of green light. Navy lawyers compile evidence in Okinawa office. Formal protest drafted citing international aviation safety conventions. Laser illumination of aircraft in international airspace. Assault on military personnel. Reckless music endangerment. Rodriguez's video plays on loop during evidence review. Time music stamp shows 1:4723. First beam strike. Music 1:4751. Second strike. Duration of each 2.3 seconds. Wavelength analysis 532 nanomi. Green laser, military-grade directed energy weapon. Chinese Foreign Ministry will deny. Call it defensive response to surveillance provocation. Claim territorial airspace violation. Evidence proves otherwise. GPS data shows Poseidon in international airspace. Altitude 12,000 ft, no violation. Music, no provocation. Just routine patrol met with deliberate weapon, music attack. Pacific Fleet operational tempo adjusts. Patrol schedules modified. Coverage gaps addressed with music asset redistribution. But 8 days without experienced P-8 crew leaves vulnerability window. Submarines exploit gaps always do. Chen stands at hospital window. Vision mostly restored. Watches Cadena flag operations through glass. F-15s launching. Cargo aircraft landing. Normal rhythm continuing, but Ranger EO4 music sits silent on remote ramp. Her aircraft, her crew, her mission halted. Music. Down corridor, Park sits darkness. Bandages still on, waiting for the final prognosis that may, music end everything he's worked 20 years to build. Rodriguez debriefs intelligence officers, describes laser strikes, music, equipment observed, Chinese crew behavior, his emergency landing procedure, every decision, every input, every moment of controlled crisis. They'll recommend combination. Metal may be non-pilot who saved music $290 million aircraft and 11 souls, but metals don't restore Park's vision. Don't eliminate coverage gap. Don't deter next laser music attack. Chen watches sunset through hospital window, testing her recovering eyesight on distant music horizon. 200 Menor West, PLNS Loyang returns to Hainan Naval Base. Laser weapons, music still mounted on forward deck. Crew debriefing their successful attack on American surveillance team, music aircraft.